I'm thinking about this journey I took, right? I didn't know a thing. It was my first trip to Jerusalem. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know what to do. I just flew. So I arrived in Jerusalem, right? My plane lands. I'm getting through with my passport. You would be amazed. When I travel around Jerusalem, my United States passport would take me anywhere, everywhere. I could see it all. I wasn't held back on the thing. But when I went to other people, they were restricted to travel to and from certain areas. It was strange. But anyway, back to the topic. So while I was in Jerusalem, I didn't know this, right? The Pope is coming. The Pope is coming to Jerusalem? I would have known. This is like 2009, all over again, right? So I'm walking around the old city. I got this staff with me. And I'm walking. I'm thinking. I'm praying. And I'm realizing, what do I do? I got 1 week here. The Pope is coming next week. What do I do? Should I stay or should I go? This was my question, right? Do I pay the extra fare just to stay there and see what unfolds? It was amazing. What was amazing is this. It cost me like $250 to stay another week just to see what happened. While there, I walked around the graveyard. You'll see it. It's down in the valley. I think it's called Hezekiah's tomb. And down in the tomb of the kings, there's a graveyard. And they're setting up a stage. It's crazy. They're getting ready to have a church service in the graveyard. I was like, what's up with that? I knew I couldn't go. I had to see it unfold. I took pictures. I stood around the area. I made sure I was aware of what was going on. It was something new. Something happening. The world didn't even know. It hadn't gotten media attention and none of that. The Pope in Jerusalem, 2009? What does that even mean? Having a service in the graveyard? You should have seen it. They brought in dirt. They cleaned the area up. The graveyard has never looked this nice in 100 years. What am I supposed to do, right? Who am I? Just little old me, walking around Jerusalem, trying to see. I don't know what to expect. This is my first time in Jerusalem, and the Pope's coming? What an irony! I'm no Catholic, see? And I've been reading the Bible for a long time. There's something in that, and I don't know what that is. So I gotta stick around. I called the airfare. I lined up my ticket for another week out, and I stuck it out. There was another problem though. I only had 1 week in that hotel. I had to figure out a place to stay. The story gets deep. It goes on, right? It goes on. So the next day, I'm walking through the old city and I run into this guy that I've been talking to while I've been there. He's like, hey, why don't you just stay at the hostel down the way? And I was like, hostel? I didn't even know what that meant. I've never even heard of a hostel. Banker hostel. I'm staying at a hostel. Wow. Imagine that. So I'm like, okay, I got this big old backpack, right? I'm used to traveling around in the hotels and living the good life. Now I'm down, living at the hostel. If you've lived at a hostel before, especially one in the old city, you would know exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm walking down the streets of Jerusalem, right, with my bag. It's like close to 70 pounds, right, because I got all my gear in there. Trying to get it upstairs. It was crazy. This is the first time I learned about the place of the skull, right? And I'm like, wow, I was learning so much. It was so interesting. We gotta check out what that looks like, bro.